Hey guys, it's Owen Video here, founder of the Video Sales Machine, and we are live on YouTube answering your questions about business growth and business growth. If you're just logging in, we want to welcome you to the channel. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment. I would love to know who you are and what you do. And if you have a question about business, sales, marketing, ask me in the comment section below. I would love to get to your comments today. And I want to remind you all that today's episode is sponsored by the fantastic new template, the Perfect Business Video Template. This is a PDF guide I have been working on for months to crack the code for making the perfect business video. I outline a 5-step process that will work for any business at any time, and you can go to thevideosalesmachine.com and pick up your copy today. I put a link for you in the comment section. There's also one up here in the iCards, and I hope you guys will check that out. I'm very proud of that work. In fact, it's because of that template guide that we just talked about right here that is connected to a much bigger marketing plan, a much bigger course that we're excited to show you in the next couple weeks. So I hope you guys will pick that up and stay in touch with us. Want to say what's up to Devontae Live, Patricia Summer, Rosh Seilers, and Joe Eves. My man, Joe Eves is a brand new recipient of the Perfect Business Video Template. He actually grabbed it a little bit earlier today, and glad you're here. Joe, good to be talking to you even about real estate. You know, here's a great example, folks. Joe Eves and I met in the YouTube space. We have some common friends, and we met, and he's been watching the channel, and it's good to see you here. Joe's also a realtor doing fantastic work on Instagram, and you know, because he posted a video, we saw it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is close to where we want to live. And so we called him and we said, hey, can you help us with some real estate transactions? And it's just neat to see how you meet someone on YouTube and you end up, there's potential to do business, and it's a great like circle of life. You know what I'm saying? It's a great circle of life. So I'm glad you guys are here. Medicare Inc. login in Air 5. Great to see you here today, Jared Lewis. Married to one of the greatest blog writers of all time, Jada Lewis, who writes my blogs. Fly Ride is here. It's a flannel day for sure. I'm certainly feeling the lumberjackedness of today's weather. I feel very Seattle, if you will. Thank you for noticing. Diana Wilson saying, glad I could catch you live. I am too. You know, I wanted to go live at sort of a different time tonight so that I could catch a different crowd. And we are certainly seeing some faces we haven't seen in a while. Simply Beth, good to see you. Always a pleasure. The Softer Side, Raging Red Bill. William Rosebrook is logging in. Hey, Rose Brock, I'm so glad you're here, Will, because we're going to be answering, I think, your question first. Now, if you guys have questions that you want to ask about growing a business, I want to let you know that I am a business marketing consultant, okay? I have clients that are Fortune 200 companies. They're mega billion-dollar companies. They hire me to help them execute. In fact, this particular client we've been with for 3 years, right? And we consult their marketing team. And so on top of that, we work with hundreds of business clients all throughout the United States and abroad, helping to develop marketing strategy that actually generates leads and generates sales. That's our primary goal. I've built a tremendous YouTube channel, 45,000 subscribers, millions of minutes of watch time, and I want to help you get the same growth, have the same success in your business. So I want to encourage you to ask your questions in the comment section about anything that you want to talk about. We've already got some questions that have come in through Instagram, and so I'm going to start with some of those questions right here. First is William Rosebrock's question, and I'm just going to kind of open it up here. Okay, so William says, first off, you're the man. In fact, let me just do a quick little reboot in case I want to cut this down. So 431. Hey everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel tonight where we're answering your questions live and questions asked earlier on Instagram about business growth. Our first question comes from Will Rosebrock, who says, first off, you're the man. Secondly, we're currently struggling to create successful lead gen ads on Facebook for service companies. We're spending a lot on ads and we're getting no leads. Any ideas? Okay, this is a great question, and it's one that I really enjoy answering because it forces us to sort of unpack a variety of interesting issues. Want to give a big Air 5 to Scott Weiss, CFP, logging in, asking a great question. Scott, we're going to get to that in a quick moment here. So let's talk about why you're not getting leads. First of all, you know, when you're looking at your ad campaigns, you've got to look at them as a funnel. You've got to look at them as a pathway, right? And so you've got these ads that are leading to a page, and that page should be converting leads, and those leads should be turning into sales. Now, I know that there's lots of little things in between there, okay? But let's just take a look at the big picture. If your ads are getting clicks, then your ads are working. And if you're converting at like 2 to 3%, right? 2 to 3% of the people that see your ad click on the landing page, you're doing okay. Now, on that landing page, okay, a minimum of 25%, 1 in 4 of all of your cold visitors should be converting on that page in order for you to say, okay, this landing page is working good enough. So we've got good messaging and we've got the right audience. Okay, now don't get me wrong. These numbers could improve. Along the way, I want you to get 3 out of 4 visitors to your page converting. But from a cold market, you're brand new with the campaign, 1 in 4 is fine. It's great. Now, out of 10 leads, how many of those convert to sale? If none of them convert to sale, you got to ask, do we just need more leads? That might be the answer. You just might need 50 leads, right, to get the 1 sale, and that's okay. Or if you're looking at those leads and you go, you know, none of those people converted to sale, and in fact, most of the sales calls didn't even last too long, then you've got a demographic problem. You've got a messaging problem there, okay? So in each one of these major points of failure, okay, you have got to be looking for failure points, right? What went wrong here? So to answer the question, Will, is this. On your landing page, if they're not converting to leads, you're either marketing to the wrong people, or you're offering something that's not valuable, or your landing page, CRO, your conversion rate optimization, is off, right? It's just not designed to convert leads, right? Well, so those are 3 big things, man. And like part of marketing is kind of figuring out what it is that you're going to do with that, right? So what I would do, first of all, is I would create another landing page, and I would design it better. I don't have your landing page in front of me per se, so I couldn't say what to do. And if you want to post it in the comment section, I'd be happy to take a look at it. Maybe I can even screen share. I didn't set it up in OBS, but maybe I could get that set up pretty quickly. You know, you want to be in a place where you know, okay, I tried a different offer, or same offer, different landing page, and this secondary landing page is converting better. Okay, something to think about there is split testing your landing page. Now, another thing might be is, are you leading them to a home page, or are you leading them to like a lead conversion page? Because the best type of lead generation ads are going to be the promise of something physical and real, right? The promise of, I don't know, an ebook, a gift, you know, a free consultation is not like an offer that you're going to generate leads with, right? That is a hot lead scenario, and it's really a hot, warm lead scenario. You're working in the cold marketplace, so you want to be in a place where you're offering your free offer. Why am I giving you my name and email? What are you getting for that? That has to be strong, right? If you're advertising something like, okay, we'll come and we'll do a free consultation on Windows for your home. No, it's a free sales appointment. But if you do something like, we'll give you 4 movie tickets if you let us come and present Windows, you know, present you a window presentation in your home. Well, now you've got something, because now, like a timeshare gives away Disneyland tickets if you sit through the timeshare. You know, for me now, I'm in a place where I've got my family of 6. It costs us $150 to go to the movies, and that's if we don't eat popcorn, right? And now I'm thinking, okay, I'll get 4 movie tickets. We sit through the window presentation. Right? And now you're generating leads, right? And you only have to deliver movie tickets to those that sat through the presentation. So you're only buying tickets for your pitches and your pitch misses. Okay, and that's probably what the company is thinking. So, you know, you've got some issues on your offer. You've got some issues on your landing page. I would pay very close attention when someone clicks on your ad and they hit the landing page. Is there a consistency there? Or is it like a whole new conversation? Look at it through the eyes of the viewer and tell me what you think. What you think about that. Would love to hear your thoughts, guys, in the comments section. Ask your questions. It's Owen Video. We're live on YouTube, and we're answering your questions about growing a business, your marketing, and anything else you want to talk about. All right, so I'm going back to the questions here on YouTube. I'm having a hard time finding my mouse. Scott Weiss, CFP, is in the audience today, and he's asking, Owen, what's your #1 tip for small business video marketing in 2019? Oh my gosh, I love the question. It is so specific to the small business person, which I know we have so many of you out there. In fact, if you have a small business, let me know in the comment section, what do you do and who do you serve? Okay, I want to know, what do you do and who do you serve? And I'm going to challenge you to get really specific on who you serve, okay? So Scott's asking, what's the #1 video marketing tip for small business owners? First, I'm going to say this, is go get the perfect business video template. There's a card. If you click on the link above or in the description box below, you can download this for free. This is my brand new business video template, and it's actually coincides perfectly with my #1 tip for small businesses, and that's this. Focus this year on making videos that make sales. That's my big thing, right? Like, focus less on top 10 tips or like you know, top carpet cleaner Cincinnati, right? Focus less on videos like that are designed for YouTube and like long form content viewing. What we would call like content videos, and focus on ads. Focus on a video that says, hey, I'm Jim, I'm a lawyer, and if you need to get your green card today, I'm the guy that can help you. Get my free ebook below, the absolute best way to get your green card in 2019. Right? And now you've got the elements of a lot of great things. #1, you're launching, it's a simple, quick form video, so it can be boosted and people can hear your message in 10 to 30 seconds. This is so important. You know, as small business owners, we're going to like BNI meetings, we're going to like chamber meetings, and we're going to like these little breakfast clubs and like these dealer maroos and all these little different places that you're trying to get just like a good, you know, 2 minutes, 30 seconds to pitch in front of somebody. We all go to these meetings and we talk about our elevator pitches, right? Like, oh, here's my 30-second business pitch, right? What you guys got to understand is that with video, and especially with live video, you can be bursting out these 30-second promotional elevator pitches all the time and boosting them to your zip code. Okay, so get this. If you say, hey, my name is Owen, I'm the founder of the Video Sales Machine, where we help business owners generate leads with online video. That took me, 10 seconds to say. Now, when I go into Facebook, I want you guys to hear this. When I go into Facebook and I boost that, Facebook gives me a metric called 10-second views. So I can look at how many people saw the first 10 seconds of my video, and that's how many pitches I got out today. So for those of you that have businesses, Rosh Seilers, I'm talking to you, and I don't know what your local scene is like. Maybe you're all digital. My guess is that you're doing some local networking and some things like this to get local business, is to let people know what you do in 30-second, 60-second videos. And in the first 10 seconds of that video, tell them who you are and what you do. Hey, I'm Rosh Seilers, social media manager for the local business area, and I wanted you to know about blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's my big tip for you guys there in 2019 is create very, very short form videos, 30 seconds to a minute, about what you do, and just focus less on some of the content, building a channel, some of that stuff, getting a following. Focus on videos that say what you do, and then boost those out to the public. Patricia Summer is saying, this is great. Patricia, love to have you here. Medicare Inc. is saying, can't wait to read the new ebook. You're not going to read it, Jared. You're going to live it. You're going to breathe it in through osmosis. Okay? It's not just an ebook, it's a way of life. All right? Let's talk about Devontae Live, one of my favorite young live streamers. Folks, if you get a chance, check out Devontae Live, doing great stuff on 3 different platforms. Devontae is asking, what was the journey like getting to where you are now in business. Talk about the process versus the hustle. Okay, that's a great question, Devontae. Very deep, and it's a part of the business that I like talking about, but not everybody likes hearing about because in business, you've got to make some decisions. You really have to make some decisions on what you want to do with your life. You really have to understand and be committed to those things that make you passionate. Otherwise, you're going to own a business you hate for many, many years. And for those of you that have jobs, if you guys have a job right now, air five to you. Let me know in the comment section if you're gainfully employed. I know that some of us have jobs and we're building a channel or a platform on the side, okay? And here's where I want to encourage you is that you got to get really zeroed in on what you're willing to do to make this happen, okay? Now, for me, I'm willing to put in 30 hours a week doing actual work. I'm not willing to work 40 hours a week, right? And if I'm being truthfully honest, this year it's 20 hours, right? And that's part of a bigger goal because I need to be outsourcing my work, okay? So the first thing, Devontae, I would say is in the journey, like the first big moment for me is like, what am I going to do? I've got this business. We've got clients. I'm making money. And I'm not truly happy. It's real. I didn't like my clients, and I was doing a lot of physical video making, right? So I was picking up the cameras, grabbing my lights, going across town to the customer's venue, putting it out, doing the work. I would do the whole thing, deliver the video, and they're like, well, the sound was off. I didn't like the sound. We're not paying you, right? Or we'll pay you half, but you still have to come back and record or some, all this stuff. And I realized like I hated being in that environment. I was far too valuable to be doing this. So, you talk about the journey. It was that pivotal moment, Devontae, of like deciding what I was going to do and then really committing to that path. So at that moment, that was when I decided I was going to be a coach and I was going to get out of technical work. And that from now on, I would sub that out. I would not even be involved in the process. And that was really hard. That was really hard because we were bringing in a lot of money from doing that. It just brought in too much stress. And there was a couple of nights, coming home, and you guys know the hustle, right? Like I'm wearing like nice shirt, suit coat, and kind of like, going to the venue, seeing my camera guys do their thing, only to have complete meltdowns, clients this and clients that, and you come home and you're just like in tears, really. Just like, I hate what I do, And you got to be careful with that. You've got to be extremely careful, with how much work you hate that you're doing. If you're hating the work you're doing, you got to start transitioning. You got to start transitioning out. Now, that's part one, okay, making the decision. Part two is you're going to have to say goodbye to some of your friends. And I mean that in the nicest way. You're going to have to say goodbye to some of your family members, okay? Number one, because they just want to keep you down. Okay, and I think about success and I think about life like climbing a mountain, right? It's like you're constantly climbing and you're constantly climbing, and if you just keep climbing, you're going to win. Some people will climb it faster. Some people have bigger muscles, and that's fine, right? This guy's making, $3 million a year. That guy's making $1 million a year. I'm making $500,000 a year, And it's like you feel, oh, I'm only making $500,000 a year. This guy, this. But, then there's other guys beneath you. They're still working jobs. So we're all sort of like climbing this mountain, and you only like fail when you stop climbing. I'm not even talking about tumbling down the mountain. Like, I'm talking about you just stop climbing. You say, oh, I'm comfortable here. See, this is where so many of your friends and family are, right? They're in a place where they're like, I'm comfortable here. I'm comfortable at $60,000 a year. I'm comfortable at 40 hours a week. I know this space, and to want more is selfishness. So, Devontae, just come over and hang with us this weekend. Devontae, it's movie night tonight. Right? And you have to be willing to say, hey, cousin, I love you, but I got things to do. I've got a show to build. I got an appointment tomorrow, and you're going to find that those relationships are going to build space. And here's what you have to do. It's not that you don't love them. Okay. I actually got this advice from Brendan Burchard in his book, one of his books. And we separated our friends into like three groups. Okay. First is inner circle. Okay, the inner circle. These are people, the 5 people you want to be buried next to. Essentially, it's actually more than 5, but it's your inner circle. These are people that are going to build you up, lift you up, similar values, right? For me, I like to have a diverse age range, right? Young guys, old guys, and my wife is in my inner circle, obviously. But these are like your trusted confidants that you go to. Okay, that's your inner circle. Then wider than that is sort of like your audience, your colleagues, the people that you have to sort of engage with to keep your business active and social. Okay, but they're not in your inner circle. You understand? They're in this outer circle. Okay. And then you have this third level, and this third level are sort of like your Christmas card friends. Okay, these are people that you love dearly, but that your interests are different. They're on a different path than you, and so Christmas, Easter, these are the people that you follow up with nice leisurely calls, once a month, once a quarter, right? You catch up. My good buddy Colin is like this. Love him to death, right? We've tried to work together. His interests are different than mine. He's actually an entrepreneur, but in a very different space, in a very different way. And we talk when we can. We use Marco Polo time to time. But, the thing is that we're on this path, Devontae, where we're going to hit our dreams. Because here's the thing. When we hit our business goals, it means that we can contribute massively to our community. And we already do contribute massively, right? Well, relative to what we earn now. But we have big goals for what we want to pour into our community. And what keeps us going when others call us selfish, when others call us greedy, when others call us like too focused or whatever, is we go, when we make it to our next milestone, we're going to be able to feed hundreds of orphans. We're going to be able to finally teach so many of these young Latino kids in my neighborhood how to read because they just came up from Mexico. We're going to be able to teach them how to read English. And we just developed that rhino skin that says, I'm sorry you don't agree with me. We're going to keep climbing. Okay? That's what the journey's like, man. The journey is constantly being in a place of, this is what we're going to do. We're going to power through it, and we're going to just not focus on the people that are trying to bring us down. We don't argue with them either. We love them. But we just keep moving. So, a lot of different ways to answer that question, Devontae. I appreciate you getting dark and deep and answering that question. And we got another one asking that question. We got another one from Instagram. If you've got a question about growing your business, pricing, strategy, packaging, I'd love for you guys to ask in the comment section. I've also got questions coming in from Instagram, and my goal is to go until the questions stop coming in. And hey, if you get a chance, don't forget to go pick up the perfect business video template. You can go to the Video Sales Machine right there. And I'm thinking we've had some trouble with the links today, so I can't remember if you have to use www or you're not supposed to use www. I think if you just don't use HTTP and don't use www, you'll be fine. That's what I think. We'll find out. Okay, so let's keep on moving. I had a great question about AI. This is from Pound Social on Instagram, and Pound Social is asking, have you thought about how artificial intelligence helps to scale customers more rapidly? Phenomenal observation, that I wanted to talk about. Artificial intelligence, or in other ways, automations, guys. I want you folks, especially some of you like Media Zeus, Brian White out there who have got some experience, I want you guys to really start thinking about automations. Now, automations are available through GetResponse, which is a company that we absolutely love, email marketing company. You can create automations. What that means is that when someone's on your list and they trigger, they complete a trigger, okay, it sets off a series of steps that are automated. So, for example, someone in our list visits our webpage, trigger this email sequence, right? Send this email, and then, show them. You could even show them this ad, right? Or put them on this list, okay? And when you do that, what you're doing is you're moving your customers closer to a sales decision without you having to physically do something. And this is massive, okay? Because so many of you, I know, have these sort of like systems where call me and I'll call you and like schedule me and I'll schedule you. Tuesday's good. No, Tuesday's not good. Wednesday at 4. I can't do Wednesday at 4. How's Wednesday at 6 or 8? I can do Wednesday at 1. No, let's try Thursday or next week. How many of you guys have ever been in a situation like that? Okay, let me know in the comment section. You've got to be, first of all, automating, using artificial intelligence, automated programs to automate your calendaring, your scheduling. You should never be in a back and forth position like that with the customer. You know what that does is it shows that neither one of you is really in control. Okay, and it makes here's what it does is it creates the impression that you are challenging to do business with, even if they don't recognize it in their head. They're going to go, oh, I got to schedule a call with Joe. And be like, it was such a pain last time. It was such a pain to call Joe, right? They may not be conscious of that, but they're going to remember that. They're going to feel it. You know what I mean? Like right here. Just like when you got to go somewhere you don't want to go and you're like, oh, Bill's going to be there. You know what I mean? You get that feeling in your gut. They get that same feeling. They don't know what it is, but they decide not to do business with you. Okay? So you want to be in a place where you're like, grab a 15-minute call here. Grab a 15-minute call here. And what happens is they schedule it. They're able to add time on your calendar, and then a series of automated emails go out based on what they scheduled. So case in point, in our upcoming, in our new course, the Video Sales Machine, you know, we're teaching a 15-minute call to a sales call conversion, right? And what we do is if they schedule your 15-minute call, then they need to get 2 emails that, number 1, prep them for the call, okay? And then number 2, remind them of the call so they get excited, okay? And all of that's automated. And what's happening now is when they get home at midnight from their job or from taking the kids to Disneyland or doing all the things that they got to do, right? They can schedule. They don't imagine the power. They got to say, oh, Wednesday at 2, that doesn't work for me. How is Tuesday at 4? And then they go to sleep. They wait for you to wake up. No, he just says, I can't do that. I'm going to click the link, pick Tuesday at 4. You know, it shows up on your calendar. He grabs the spot. Now he's in an automated funnel, and he was able to self-soothe in a sense, right? For those of us with kids, we teach our kids to self-soothe, right? That's how you stop them from crying at night. Help them suck their thumb, right? Give them a little snuggle blanket or whatever, right? You're showing your customers, wow, it's easy to do business with Joe. It's easy to get on his calendar. Okay, and then that, for them, now they come into this 15-minute appointment with no baggage. Right? No, I had a bad experience. Okay? And that I think is very, very valuable. Raging Red Bill, good to see you. We were chatting just the other day on Facebook. We dig metal detecting. Awesome. Love the names, guys. Hey, if you're enjoying the show, give me a high five. Give me the number 5 in the comment section. Won't subscribe you to nothing, but it lets me know you're enjoying the content. And if you have questions you want to get answered on business, marketing, or anything in between, I would love to hear from you in the comment section. Okay, great question here. Scott Rick is saying, do you have any videos to help with and detecting, Scott Trick is asking, do you have any videos to help with creating and designing landing pages? Yes, I do. In fact, they are some of my top performing videos on my channel. And I am going to go right now into YouTube, and I'm going to search. For like homepage designs. I'm going to search for homepage design. I'll bet you I'm one of the first to come up here. I used to be for a long time. Yeah, I got how to design a killer homepage. I'm going to copy that link, and I'm going to put it in the comment section for you right here. Now, I also want to encourage you to go straight to my channel. And I have a whole playlist on like landing page design and funnels. Really some of the best content out there. In fact, I've got another one of them right here, copy link address. I very much stand by this link right here. So check in the link section down there. I've got some links to that. Look, with landing page designs, guys, you are designing the most important pages you will ever design in your life. Stop focusing on your website. Okay, your website is a brochure. Think of it like a trifold in your back pocket. You're going to give that to the right person, but really they're just going to hang out in your lobby and people are going to grab them. Okay, so that's your website. Your website's up there, and like every now and then you're going to meet someone down the road. You say, oh yeah, go to my website, rushsidlers.com. Right? Just check it out. No big deal. Okay? That's your website. Now, it's also for people that are looky-loos. They're just checking in. They're hanging out in your lobby. They just kind of Googled you, and they found your website. And they were moving on from there. Hey, Jason, do you want to get some Instagram footage when you get a chance? I'll leave the phone right here for you. So you want to be in a place where your landing pages is what you're actually sending people to convert, right? Knowing that your website is kind of like your brochure. It's these general looky-loos, and there's some cool tricks you could do there to capture more leads and whatnot. But I want you guys to be focused more on landing pages that offer an ebook, right? Or some type of like free guide, the ultimate checklist 2. And it should be very, very short and skimmable. Okay, something that your audience can easily consume and say, I like this. Could be a major infographic even. Okay, those are the pages that you should be sending people to. In fact, in like my kind of like half-witted belief is that like your homepage should be a landing page. Okay. And then they could add you, instead of having like an opt-in, it's like, no thanks, take me to the website, right? I don't even know if I want somebody on my website that's not willing to get on my list, if you think about it. You're not willing to get on my list, but you want to peruse my site and what? Drive up all my SEO metrics and then leave? I'm not a big fan of websites anymore. I've spent hundreds and I've spent thousands and thousands. I was going to say hundreds of thousands, but that's not true. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on website design for myself and for my clients over the years, and it has never paid off as much as well as landing page and funnels have for our company. So we've got a lot of videos on that, and in our upcoming course, The Video Sales Machine, we're going to be teaching you how to develop landing pages that actually convert. And if you want to get on the waiting list for that course, you can do that. In fact, the perfect way to do that is to simply download the perfect business video template. If you hover over your screen now and you hover over into this area right here, you'll see an eye pop up. You can click that, you can download that, and you'll be on the waiting list for that show. A lot of great comments happening in the comment section, trying to say hi. 30-day reviews is there. Cooking with a Little Spice is back, says, yep, I have a job. Cooking with a Little Spice, here's my question for you. Did you consider the advice that I gave you on my stream the other day about branding your thumbnails a little bit? I would love to hear from you on that. Pam is saying, yes, I have a job, or rather a self-employed business. Yeah, okay, so, you say another self-employed business. Okay, all right, great. So, Pam, what's your passion? I'd love to know. Harley Pebley is out there, says, yes, working at my day job as I listen. Right on, man. Thanks for making me a part of your work experience. It's totally like my dream, my goal, to be listened to at work. When I was working, I listen to AM radio, talk radio all the time, listen to ebooks now, still podcasts a lot. So I'm glad I can be there for you. The Expert Plumber is saying it won't let us drop a link. That's too bad. Next time, I've got to make Video Zeus a moderator. Let me see if I can... Rosh, I'm going to make you a moderator too, if that's okay. Just so that we have a moderator in case anything, bad pops up. The Expert Plumber is saying, we're in plumbing, homeowners in a 15-mile radius of our office. Okay, so I asked you guys earlier to tell me what it is that you do and who you serve in the comment section. And the Expert Plumber tells me we do plumbing, we serve homeowners in a 15-mile radius of our office who need plumbing services. Okay, so here's the challenge for you that I have there, okay? Because we called a variety of plumbers who, we serviced your plumbing needs. But what I realized is that there's a couple different types of plumbing needs, right? There's like drains and water flow, but there's also like new bath. I'm gonna say kitchenettes, but it's not. New bathtubs, new faucets, new fixtures, and that sort of thing. Okay, so I would develop that if I were you. We actually have a whole process for this in the new course. Is developing that value statement. We help Minnesota homeowners from fixing drains to remodeling sinks or whatever. It's that whole from A to Z. right? Because we had to actually call like 3 or 4 plumbers to get one that would just do our drain, you know? So great. So Raj Silers is saying, I serve business owners who want to open new markets. That's interesting, Raj. I don't know what that means. I'd love for you to unpack that for us a little bit. And something I want to mention about the word business owners, okay? Business owners means a lot of things. Now, typically to me, a business owner is somebody who has more than one person working with them. So it might be a VA, okay? And a business owner is also somebody really that has a local presence. Not necessarily a storefront, but is really working in the local market, right? Is trying to get business locally. So I think of business owners as that sense, whereas like an entrepreneur could be a 16-year-old watching Gary Vee videos with nothing to sell. Could still call himself an entrepreneur, okay? Now, within business owners, Rosh, you've got a couple different things there. You've got like service-based businesses, which is where like a lot of my specialty is. You've got product-based businesses, retail businesses, local businesses. You could also talk about, I serve companies that are, doing $4 million or more. That was another big milestone for me, Devontae, is when I decided, like when I was like, okay, from now on, I'm only going to target companies that do $4 million or more, right? And then later on, a year later, it became $8 million or more. Right? Now I'm serving clients that are doing $50 million a year. And here's what that does is, and even more than that, when I look at potential clients and I see that they're doing, not a lot of money, then I know, hey, it's not a good fit for my company. It's not a good fit for me. So Raj, I want to challenge you to really dig into the business owner side and find out like who is the niche, right? Maybe it's female business owners. Not saying it is, but maybe it is, right? Maybe it's sort of that solopreneur business owner. Love to hear from you on that, Raj. Who is that audience that you are working towards? Raj Silers is saying lead forms are often not converting as well. We're going back to our first question here. Joe Eves is saying, I just got a new listing today from another listing video I sent out on Instagram. That is awesome, guys. Go follow Joe Eves on Instagram. And while you're at it, follow me on Instagram. Follow Owen Video. I'm going to type it in the comment section just so you can see it written. It's interesting is Instagram just had a purge, and so I lost, a handful of followers. No big deal. You kind of want them. You kind of want them gone. But would love to have some new friends in my newsfeed. So, guys, go join me over there. William Rosebrook is saying, we were using native Facebook lead forms, and now we are trying to build landing pages through ClickFunnels. Okay, so going back to the first question, William was talking about, we're not necessarily converting well on our lead ads. Look, we have seen our colleagues have great success with lead ads. So to say they're not working as well, it could be true. I want to discount that. The algorithm's always changing, but I do want to say that it's all about the offer, guys. It's all about the offer, right? The offer gets them in this juicy place, and then they if they want the offer well enough, they're going to give you their lead form information, because all they have to do is click, right? So I was in a consult just yesterday with a client, okay? And here's what he had: these great looking ads. They had a construction worker in a construction background, and a big question says, "Are you profitable on your on your land development deals?" Lots of 3% conversion, lots of traffic, 0 conversion on the very nice looking web page. It's a very nice looking web page, but it's not a landing page. It wasn't designed to convert, right? And on that homepage, all it says is, get a quick tour of our software. Our software will help. So it's like, are you profitable on your land development deals? Our software will help. There's like, no, that's what you're going to tell me. Now I say, are you profitable on your land development deals? They click. They go to a page that's like, do you want the magic formula for calculating your land development profit without ever making a mistake ever? Take our test, or see the process now. And now they're clicking a button and they're watching something happen, right? So it's this, what did the ad say that made them want to click? And then when you got to that page, did you deliver that thing or did you tease them further, right? Because it has to be this constant process, guys, of like, you know, kind of like throwing the bait out and then just kind of like pulling it back a little bit. Like they bite it, let them bite it, okay, but then pull it back a little bit. Pull it back a little bit, and they got a taste of the bait, but now they need more, right? So it's like, okay, you get a little taste of what we do. Now, if you want to know more, it's 15-minute call, right? Or you know, consultation call or whatever. Whatever that might be. Now, all that being said, I like ClickFunnels more. I think it gives you more control. Lead forms give you better information because you can get an address and you can send them postcards now with lead forms. With ClickFunnels, there's about an 8-second page loading time. So when they click on the ad, there's about 8 seconds before that landing page will load, where a lead form ad will pop up right there. It's a better experience. So it's a give and take, but I think what William is saying is like, you got to check out what's actually working for you. You know, what may work for your company may not work for someone else's. So keep that in mind. Kim here says, I'm an entertainer and I serve people who need a break. I love it. I love it. Think more, Kim, about who you're really doing audience for, who you're really doing comedy for, entertaining for. I'm willing to bet you that you have a core audience. As humble as it might be, I'm willing to bet you have a core audience. And I'm willing to bet they're in a similar age range, similar marital status, and probably, what was the last one I was going to say? Probably either mostly male or mostly female. Okay. Now I'm guessing on that. I could be off on this, but just go with me. You know, I would take what's all the similar characteristics of your core audience. Maybe they're young, maybe they're you know, middle class, right? So they got some money. They got, you know, and first world problem types. And I'm just guessing because I know Utah, right? So maybe married, right? So you're young, married, and they've got a little bit of money. You know, enough to grab a beer on the weekends, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So now, how do you create entertainment? So now I create entertainment for wandering 30-somethings, right? Get into it. Like, really own your audience, guys. Like, when you say what you do, you should be calling your audience to arms. You should be saying, I am one of you, or are you one of me? Okay, so Rosh Silers is saying, I have great clients. I tend to fire the rude ones. I've heard that. Video Zeus, I'm making you a moderator. I don't know if you'll be a moderator for everyone, but I'm going to keep you there. Okay, so Raging Red Bill is saying, I am starting a security-related channel, and we spoke about this briefly on Facebook. However, part of security is weapons, and I want to do firearm videos, but I have heard that YouTube does not like it. Yeah, firearm videos will destroy you on YouTube. Absolutely. I've got a good buddy, Jarhead6, 100,000 subscribers at the time, I think. It might have been like 45,000 subscribers. Phenomenal audience. I mean, great view counts, thousands of views, was making $2,000 a month in AdSense. Algorithm hits like 2 years ago, year and a half ago, eliminates his income overnight. Why? Because even though he teaches, firearm safety, it's mostly like firearm safety and like product stuff. Like, this is a 9mm, it's made by Smith & Wesson, and da-da-da-da-da. How this one feels versus this one. It's really great. It's a really great channel. But, the YouTube thing is guns are guns are guns. Guns are bad, okay? So they killed it. And if you add firearms, even as a percentage to your channel, you are going to die. It is not going to work for you. So don't even say firearms. We're going to get dinged because I said it, right? I would steer very clear of that. Okay? And if you're going to upload videos like that, here's my advice. You say, look, I did a whole series on these things, and then have a picture of it maybe pop up, but like, don't say it, right? For the algorithm to kind of hear you and say, I did a whole video series on these things. And if you guys want to see it, look, YouTube does not want to see this kind of content on the channel. So if you want to see my series, go to my email list, sign up for my email list, and I'll send you the Dropbox link to the series, right? Boom. Boom. So make your videos, put them in Dropbox, or you could put them on YouTube, and just keep them as like private or something. But I wouldn't even put them on your channel, to be honest with you. So there's so many other facets of security, and I do think you could do okay with stun guns and non-lethal. I think you could do very well with non-lethal. I did. I started out in non-lethal. So keep that in mind. Just be very, very careful of that. We Dig Metal Detecting is saying, definitely need to figure out how to do a click funnel for selling detectors. Look, I want you to join my course, or at least get the ebook, okay, the Perfect Business Video Template, because I will be teaching exactly how to do that. You can just go to thevideosalesmachine.com or click on the link that is in this page right now, hover over it, or click on the link that's in the description box. I'm going to be teaching you guys exactly how to build it. We already did this course with a handful, about 40 entrepreneurs. Phenomenal results. Keith Radke sold $2,000 in eyebrow makeup, $2,000 in eyebrow makeup. Ted Stern sold, I don't know, $6,000, $8,000 in software with the program. Tolis Dokianis, $80,000 in video marketing contracts from the course. So it's a great course. Creator Fundamentals is here. Great to see you, Dan. Corruption Czar Network is back. Great to see you here. Johnny Ray's Digital Nomadic Lifestyle is saying, my niche is the digital nomadic lifestyle. But okay, so again, guys, we're digging into it. It's really deeper than that, though, Johnny Ray. And maybe you don't have it dialed in yet, but it's bigger than that. Here's my challenge to you is that your audience is probably like digitally, and I don't know, I'm guessing, but digital nomadic dads, maybe. Like they're dads who aren't nomads yet but want to be, or maybe they're nomads already and they're even doing their own YouTube channels, right? So like maybe it's married couples. You really have to separate the single guy, nomadic guy, from the single gal, nomadic girl, to the married RV, nomadic gal, right? These all have different niches and appeals. Now, maybe you appeal to all of them massively. My guess is that you actually do not. My guess is that one of those demographics, and it's probably married because who else can afford it, right, is doing very well. Again, I could be wrong. Okay, my point is you got to find out who that core is and identify the core. Identify the core. Okay, and it's not, again, not to Johnny Ray to pick you out of the crowd, but you know, look at Sean Cannell. We help video creators go farther and faster with online media, something like that, right? Very, very specific. Not just the video creator, but the one who wants to go farther and faster, not the hobbyist, okay? So just some things to think about there. Yeah, We Dig Metal Detecting is saying, or I need a learning course on how to and what you need to get going. I'm telling you, what you're looking for is in the video sale. It's exactly what this course is. So grab the ebook and check it out. 30-day reviews is saying stun guns, the algorithm won't like it. Johnny Ray is saying, I have founded the International Digital Nomadic Society with a massive membership. That's great. That's great, man. Again, I'm not telling you that I have all the answers, but my challenge to you is dig into why are they nomads, right? Why are they following you? It's not just because you're a nomad. There's something about the way you do what you do that makes them want to do business with you. Okay? People love my energy. They love my family life. They love that I'm like a highly active dad. Okay? And typically my clients, okay, not people that watch me. People that watch me, boom, massive. Okay? Massive blanket of people. But people that buy from me tend to have families, tend to have already successful businesses. Right? So that's who I speak to. That's who I speak to. And for the massive amounts of people that aren't in that category, many of you watching here tonight, you know, this is all free content that you get to take advantage of and sit and listen to as I'm kind of delivering a message for a core audience, and that's, yeah, it's such a beneficial way to separate your business model, you know, from your content model, because your content is designed to attract. Content attracts. This is like your what is it called? Hub here. Your hygiene. Hygiene attracts, or is it hub? I think hub attract. We call it something different. Your pull content pulls people in, okay? But then your POW content really hits them to convert, right? And those are people that do Patreon. They buy from you. They become part of your membership, whatever that Kim says, "Oh, and I think they like you because you're smart." I like to think that I'm a smart guy. I definitely, I'm not as smart as Elon Musk or anything like that, and I look at those guys and I think, man, I wish I had their calculating minds, and I do have a calculating mind, though. It's like I can't even pour a cup of coffee without thinking of like the 3 things that come before and after it. So I appreciate that, Kim, and it's always great to have you here. I have a real heart for people like Kim, like Johnny Ray, creators. I feel at my heart I'm a creator like you. But in my mind, I'm a businessman. I have a business mind. I always have. I've always wanted to make a buck. And so as I was creating content early on, I quickly monetized it and turned it into a business. What I want to see you creators do is turn your platforms into businesses faster. Okay. And it's, I'm not a great fit for some of you because, I'm the guy that's like, start building your business today. Like if you don't need 1,000 subscribers. I didn't, right? You don't need 10,000 subs. You don't need to get, your own URL first or whatever the case might be, right? What you need to do is find 5 people that are willing to spend $25 a month with you, right? Now you've got $125 in recurring revenue. Okay. Now double that. You see what I'm saying? And there's ways to do that. So I know that building a YouTube channel is going to take you a long time. And I love it and I support you and I want to see you do it. But I also want to see you making money all along the way, even if it's small amounts. I'm not talking about 10,000 a month, like 1,000 a month, 500 a month, right? From your video presence. And a big thing I think you guys should be doing is selling video production for other people. I know it's not what you want to do, but you know how to make video. There are people in your neighborhood that need to know how to make video. You know how to make video. They have money. You need money, right? Make a connection there. I'm working with a creator right now, Dan Norton, and we're working on developing an editing package for him so that he can build the life he wants to build and edit other people's videos all along the way. A lot of creative things that we could be doing. So we had a great email has a 5 to 7% open rate. Okay, we could work on that. There's definitely room for improvement. Text messages, 87%. I love it. What are you using for your text messages? I'd love to hear. Let's see. I just had. Okay, Diana Wilson. It's so good to see you guys here. Man, it's like as soon as I find a question, it all moves. It all moves so fast. Diana Wilson is saying, how do you feel about using referral programs for service businesses? I have heard some people say don't do it and others say, why aren't you doing it? How do you feel about using referral programs? Is that like referral marketing or affiliate marketing? Okay, Diana, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section because I'm not exactly sure what it is that you are talking about. But let me just talk about the affiliate thing. The affiliate thing is real, and it, an affiliate or a referral system, the way that I understand it is that, I might have 5 or 6 guys or gals are like, Owen, my business is marketing, and I want to just refer people into your program, right? And get paid on the monthly or whatever. And I say right on. The problem is, very few people who have ever said that have actually delivered a client, okay? And so, what I do with my program is like, first you need to be trained by me, right? If you want to sell my stuff, you need to be trained by me so you know how to sell my stuff, right? And so I want you in my mastermind. And for some people that want to be affiliates, I'll make arrangements where, I'm going to train you for free, but percentage of your sales comes back to the company to recoup us for training you. So okay, you're talking about pay people to refer good paying clients to you. Okay, good. So it's on the same sort of track here. So first of all, look, very few people are actually going to send business to you unless you are working with them and teaching them how. So if you're going to develop a referral program, I absolutely would do it. But you also have to sort of like create a mastermind around it. You have to create like, okay, if you want to sell my stuff, we do a once a month call, training call, where you're gonna learn how to sell my stuff. And if you want to keep selling my stuff, you have to keep logging into this call, right? You don't get to miss the calls. You miss one or two, whatever, But your objective is to be there on those calls. And so now what you're doing is you're staying front of mind, you're staying top of mind with them, and you're empowering them to sell your stuff so that they won't drop off the face of the earth. I mean, they're selling your stuff today, and then tomorrow they're selling someone else's thing, right? So be very wary of that. The other thing is this: is that I would pay them, but I would pay them a percentage of the deal, right? I would say like it's $100 for every client you send over, or $1,000, right? You need to be very transparent about that. But you don't pay them just to refer the client or the lead. You pay them for the business, right? And that way, you're not out of pocket, right? They send you a client, they get $1,000. The client cancels or doesn't pay, you can take the $1,000 back. And that's another great point. Don't pay them for like 60 days, okay? Because you don't want them sending you their Uncle Bill, who's broke as a joke anyway. He can't pay his bill. You've already paid this guy $1,000. Now this guy hasn't paid. You want to be in a place where you're like, hey, look, man, your Uncle Bill didn't pay, so there's no commissions to be had on this deal, right? Zepeda saying, I want to be an affiliate. Bro, you're 100% in. Let's talk about it. Also, Zepeda, I want to talk about possibly editing the Business of Video podcast. Possibly editing the Business of Video podcast. You did such a great job on those last videos. Rosh is saying referral programs are awesome for my companies. Guys, follow Rosh Silers, for the love of Pete. He does great content. If you guys can hear me like sniffling, like my allergies over the last like 20 minutes have really just settled in here. Harley is saying, yeah, I've had in the back of my mind a chat management app. Don't know enough about the web to know how to use it. Man, Harley, I'll tell you, I would love to be in a place where I knew more about online softwares. I have so many great online software ideas. I just don't know. I'd love to have like a partner that can quickly kind of put things up and that sort of thing. So going through my phone here, looking at more questions. I want to do a couple more before we get out of here. If you guys got questions on growing a business, growing a channel, check us out. Answer me in the comments section. Would love to hear from you. Okay, I love this question. Okay, this question comes from the director of Awesome, who asked us this on Instagram. I'll answer him later. He says, okay, there's two sides to this. On the ownership side, okay, so he's talking about a company here that's selling product. On the ownership side, salespeople don't tend to be as committed to the brand or the effort. They just want to make their commission. And that can make even the easiest sales hard because there's no passion in there. They're just there to make a buck. Okay, so that's side one. Side two, professional salesmen have a tendency to take ownership of the entire sale, which is inherently in conflict with ownership. Okay, so then the question is, what's your suggestion for balance? This is a phenomenal question. And I'm going to try to explain it again so that you guys sort of understand it. I have worked as a salesperson for professional organizations, right? I've been a part of a sales team multiple times, sales meetings, sales managers, sales quotas, commissions, chargebacks, the whole nines. And here's some things that I know. Like, as a salesperson, we go out there and it's like, that's our baby. Like, I'm going to sell you this deal, and we massage it. Like, if I have to wash a guy's car in order to get him to sign the deal, I'm going to do that. It's not going to be on the contract, you see, but I'm going to say, look, you need me to wash your dogs and take your kids for a walk, like, you got it. We sign it. So salespeople take a ton of ownership over the deal. But the business owner, right, he has a system and a process in place. So when you bring this deal in and it's slightly off kilter, the ownership is like, that's not the way we do things, and it can kill the deal or it can kill commissions in the deal. And this is what happened to me all the time. I would and forget about the dog washing example. It's just like an example of how we just go the extra mile for them, right? The point is this, is that we will how do you create balance in there? How do you create this balance between the ownership of the company that wants things done right, otherwise they lose profit, and the salesperson that's like just wants to throw spaghetti on the wall? Okay, and I think that the answer to that is that you have to incentivize the behavior that you want, right? So you're paying a 10% commission, maybe total gross profit or total gross revenue. You're paying that commission, but for every like non-headache deal, every deal that gets graded as like a 90%, they get a commission spiff or a bonus. Okay, so think about how that works. That might work in my company right here. We have a customer or a client ranking system, 1, 2, and 3. A 3 client is a client that would not buy from us today if we asked them to. A 2 is a client that maybe would, maybe wouldn't, we're not sure. And a 1 is a client that would definitely buy from us today if we asked them to, okay? So we look at our clients and we go, okay, look, Jason's got, 3 number 1 clients, 3 1 ranking clients. That's enough to incentivize. Look, so any of your, like, for every complaint you get, you lose a point, or for every like discrepancy in the work form, you lose a point. If at the end of the month you come down to 80%, you get your 10% commission, but there's no bonuses or spiffs. Right? And what that does is the salesperson now says, man, I want that extra, however much money it is. So I'm going to make sure I do this one right. I'm going to do this one correctly for the boss. I'm going to do it his way a little bit so that I can get this extra money. And I think that salespeople are taken advantage of. I think that they are the first, like when I worked in sales, my commission was the first to get cut. It was the first to get cut. So case in point, I worked at a radio station. I would sell a deal. It took me months to sell this deal. And I know my pricing and I know the structure and everything was fine. Then I send it to corporate, and corporate goes, well, we have this new ad writer and we want her to write the ad copy. Or it was actually better yet. We have this experienced ad writer and we want her to write the copy, and that's going to cost $200 extra. So put that in your deal, right? No big deal for them. The client doesn't get charged it. The company pays for it, but it comes out of my commission. You see, I was going to make $2,000 on that deal. Now I'm only making $1,800 because the company decided they wanted their experienced ad writer to write the ad. What I found out later was that the experienced ad writer was sitting by the fax machine looking at every deal that didn't have her name, and she would go to her buddy, the sales manager, and say, hey, can you tell this guy to use me? Hey, can you tell this guy to use me? Hey, and they were literally pulling money out of my pocket. So I do feel like salespeople are extremely taken advantage of, and having better compensation plans that value the type of customers your salespeople bring, right? I think is a valuable thing. Great conversation here happening on the comment section in YouTube. Kim here is saying, I'm trying to land more work. You know what? You guys are about to see like the real Owen video. I have been using this stuff for 15 years. No joke. I don't use it a lot, but I have it on backup. Whew. Okay. So Kim here is saying, I'm trying to land more work making Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook posts for people, like quote graphics and such. Awesome! I love that. Dang it, Kim. That's awesome. Putting myself out there on Instagram and Facebook, but no bites. My YouTube channel is a different niche. I get that. YouTube channel is your passion. I love that you're trying to build this product for people. Look, in order to sell a product, you have to have a package. Okay, case in point, my client needs headshots. There is a young couple that I sort of mentor the husband a little bit here. And so his wife does photography. And so I said, look, my client needs a mini session for $50. He goes, oh, well, we expired those in February, and it's, or we sold out of those. And I'm like, come on, dude, sold out is a made up. First of all, I'm like, dude, sold out is a made up term. You could easily, because I'm giving you a referral that cost you nothing, extend this. But I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to sound professional. We made a deal. Sorry, pal. And it's not a good idea, because immediately it's like, hey, I'm going to give you money. And his whole thing was like, stop. Whereas it should have been, hey, we expired that, but dude, Owen Video just sent me a deal. Absolutely, we'll love to take him. Okay? So you've got to have a package, and you have to make it easy to get that package. if you say something like, hey, expires at midnight, and they call you at 8 a.m. the next morning, you make it a reality for them. Hey, I know I was supposed to do this at midnight, but can I still do this, Kim? Absolutely. I would love to do it for you. In fact, let's just keep it off the books. Let's just not tell anybody. You know what I mean? So you got to have a package. You got to make it easy on them. Okay. So after sort of like talking with my friend, you know, he said, we'll call the customer tomorrow and discuss our rates. And I kind of wrote him back and I was like, man, you're about to put this guy through a matrix now of pricing, like a pricing matrix. That is a bad idea, right? Because now you're confusing him. He doesn't want to know about your rates. He doesn't want to know, oh, you're $65 an hour. It's meaningless to him. How long does it take to shoot photos? And are you charging me for drive time? Well, what about when you get to the house and you're setting up your cameras? That's not my fault. You're charging me for that too, right? So you have to like make it easy. So two things. Create a package. Not I will do your Instagram posts, but like 30 Instagram posts with text for $299, $299. Right? One or $599 crossed out $299. Right? Excuse me, guys. Hey, can we turn the TV down, please? Dad is still streaming in here. Kids. Sorry. Nobody's listening to me. Okay, there we go. Zepeda Media saying Kim needs a sales funnel. Yeah, Kim, I mean, if you can swing it, I'd love to have you in my course and learn how to package this type of stuff. You know, to have a simple sales funnel, you know, because Kim, what you could do, you could be making these great videos that are like, I'm Kim, and I love getting my nails done at such and such nail salon. And that's it. That's all you do. And then it's like, text me, get our $25 coupon. And you're making videos now for businesses. And if they don't like them, they move on. If they do like them, they use them. I mean, I love it, Kim. I love that you're thinking that way. Johnny Ray says, that's why I've never had a boss. Man, I love it, man. My boss, I got fired because of my boss. My boss, man, let me tell you something. I had a great boss at the radio station. I thought he would be a mentor to me. And then economy crashed. They moved my boss back to a sales job. They brought in this young guy who was just like, just couldn't stand him. So corpo and just like wanted to again, this balance between the salespeople and ownership. You know, he wanted to just like own all my sales. Case in point, I had a client that I got them an 800 number to track their calls. So like, Owen, we're not gonna be able to track it. Like, let's get an 800 number. And he says, don't do that. I don't want you to do that. Just make them use their own number. And it's just like, no, man, that's like part of the deal, you know? So like caused all these problems and all that kind of thing. So 30-day reviews is saying, had a company quote and use a picture from one of the vids as an ad repeatedly, but I'm not gaining anything from it. Not sure what I should do. Let them or say something about it. Okay. Had a company, this is what I think 30-day reviews is saying. I had a company quote me and use a picture from one of my videos as an ad, and they've done this multiple times, but I'm not getting anything out of it. What should I do? Let them use it or say something about it? You know, 30-day reviews, that's a great question, and you really have to weigh like what's in it for you. Okay, and this is a big thing that I've run into with business owners in the past, and myself, guys. I'm not unguilty of this. Is wanting to sue people that wrong you. I have sued exactly no one in the time that I've been in business. I have been sued maybe twice, maybe once, and I know one, and I won. I won the case. You know. When I think about suing someone because they like, you know, this attorney, right, did business with me, built her website. She stiffed me on $1,200, $1,300. She's a lawyer. She's like, what are you going to do to me? Like, I'll load you up. She told me this. She's like, I'll load you up with all sorts of like extensions and she's like, I know the system. What are you going to do? And so it's like, I mean, she handed my ass to me. You know what I mean? What are you going to do with that? And I learned something early on about working with attorneys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have money up front, It's money up front. You know, I recently had an attorney, money up front. He flaked on 3 appointments. 3 appointments he flaked, right? And he's like, hey, well, I paid you. And it's like, yeah, you paid for those 3 appointments. You sure did. You know, because really in my mind, that's $1,500, right? 1 appointment's $500. My point is that like we have to be careful with attorneys because they tend to operate in this way. So you got to ask yourself 30-day reviews is like, if you like ask them to take it down, can you enforce that? If it's on YouTube, maybe you could flag the video. That's the first thing I would think about. Like, can you enforce it? Is it worth your emotional energy? Number 2 is I would say, like, how can you redeem this? So here's a word I want you guys to think about. I want you guys to think about the word redeem, okay? And I want you to think about redeeming the day or redeem the time, okay? So think about this. Something bad has happened to you. How do you redeem that bad thing and turn it into a good thing, okay? Romans 8 says all things work together for good for those who believe, right? So my point is, what can you do to make this a good situation? So what I would do is I would reach out to them and I would say, you know, hey, Jolly Boo, good to see you. Hey, I noticed that you're using my picture and my quote in your video. It's absolutely fantastic. And I hope the video is doing well. I would love for you to include my name and my channel in any post that has this so that people know where the content came from originally, right? And turn it into like, or you could say, hey, I noticed you were using my picture and my quote, and it's absolutely awesome. I was wondering, hey, you know, if I could share that with my audience because hey, what else are you doing? Like, can I see what else? What's your business model? You know, like turn it into a friendship. Maybe take it as a compliment, right? Maybe they weren't trying to offend you. Maybe they just don't know. Something to think about. There. So I would never try to sue. I would always try to redeem first. And if they're like, no, screw you, we're doing our own thing, then maybe flag the video, right? Or just let it go. You know, whatever's going to make you, I think, sleep better at night. One of the big lessons I'm learning right now in my life is to just let some things go, especially with my kids, right? Don't react to everything they do. Okay. Later, Harley. Great to see you. Thanks for being here, man. 30-day reviews is not thinking about suing, but asking them to stop or something. Sure, maybe. I mean, that works for you. Why not? Can you stop them? Can you stop them? Right? If I can't enforce something, you know, I try to go into something I can control, like being their friend, or at least like, you know, finding out who they are. There's a lot of value in really not showing all your cards at first. Hey, man, we're going to reach out. You're using my quote. I'd really prefer you didn't. You know, would it be too much to ask if you would not use that anymore? Screw you, man. I'm going to do what I want. Okay. You know, no problem. And you just kind of hang out and you see what happens, right? Make your decisions from there. Awesome. Well, hey, guys, I have had a great time streaming with you today. The questions have stopped coming in, so I am going to get to my family. It is a pleasure and a joy to be here streaming with you guys tonight, and I want you to remember, go download the perfect business video template at thevideosalesmachine.com. There's a link in the description box and a link in the iCard section right up here on, I think it's on here. Yeah, right up here on YouTube. And check out what's coming next. It's not just the ebook, folks. There's a whole hidden training we haven't even talked about. You only get access to it once you opt in. And we've got a massive new project coming out that all of you can participate in. And it's ideal for those of you